Wake up! This is Breakfast and Bets.
Prepare a little breakfast.
GMGP. Appreciate everybody being in the damn building. It is Sunday, September the 10th, 2023, and we got time today, baby. It's your boy Ray G. Y'all know who it is. This is Wake Up, but it's Breakfast and Bets. And no, I'm not in my normal location. Me and the wife got a night away from the kids, so we had to come to a hotel, chill out. But I appreciate everybody being in here. Excited. NFL is back, and this show is going to be a show that we just talk about. We talk about the game. We talk about props. We talk about plays. We talk about team totals. Use some of the information. Sports books are the sharpest people in the world. They're taking everything into consideration that we do, right? Game environment, rookie quarterbacks, all of that stuff. So paying attention to the sports books can help us, if you're in a pinch and you're trying to figure out who to start and all that other stuff, use some of the information that you'll gain from this show. But I'm excited because I'm doing this with one of my partners, one of my good friends in the space, Mitch Carl at DFS and Donuts. So right now, let's bring him into the screen. And Mitch, how you doing this morning, my friend?
Oh, I'm good, man. If you are not excited right now, and everybody in chat, if you're not excited right now, check your pulse. It's NFL Sunday week one. We have all been waiting a half a freaking year for this, and it's here right now. And I know every single one of you, just like Ray, just like me, we went to bed last night way too late, looking at all sorts of fantasy data, betting data. We were excited. We woke up and did the same dang thing. The same spot you left off on your phone, you woke up and you picked it right back up. Man, I'm jacked up. I'm ready to go. Let's make some money.
Mitch is ready. Let me tell y'all right now, Mitch has been blowing up me and JRich's phone for this damn show, so he's ready. So check it out. There's a QR code on the screen. This is our Dubclub product. There are over, how many cappers do we have in there, Mitch? About 10? 9, 10 cappers?
Yeah, we're up to 12 now, baby.
12 cappers covering everything. So if you want plays, scan that screen. Use your phone, scan the screen right there. Use your iPad, scan the screen. Jump in. You get $10 off with that code BFAST. But Mitch, let's get into plays. People don't want to talk about us. They want to know who the hell to play.
Yeah, let's do it. So looking at the MySprite Odds Finder, this is something that's included in our Dubclub product. It's a compass, so to speak. It kind of highlights what Vegas is saying, what the bettor's money is going on it. I'm going to show you here's the one. I've got the player receptions market up. So you could come here, you could select whatever you want to look at. I'm looking at receptions, and the very second name on the board, Alec Pierce here for the Indianapolis Colts. You can see player receptions under 2.5 is on every single DFS platform, Prize Picks, Underdog, Sleeper, and Parlay Play. And then you've got a handful of the most popular sports books. And look at the odds. I mean, the implied odds of a minus 135, basically saying here is the implied probability that he hits under 2.5 at about minus 135. You're looking at like a 57% implied probability of hitting the under. Now, one thing this is really cool to use for is fantasy. Now, I make my own fantasy lineups every week. And just like you, we have all the decisions we have to make, deciding between which of these three wide receivers is going to be my wide receiver 3 for the week. Y'all can use this, take a look, and be like, all right, well, I was choosing between Alec Pierce and Jonathan Mingo out there for Carolina. Carolina has, the books have Mingo at under 3.5 receptions, juiced to the under, so I'm getting maybe potentially 3 receptions versus Alec Pierce getting 2. There's my decision maker. I'm grabbing Mingo. You guys can use this how you see fit. Ray and I will be using this to put together some baller Prize Pick slips, Underdog slips, and this is how we wake up and cash out with you every single Sunday morning before NFL starts. So Alec Pierce, here's how I would use it. Got the odds finder up. It tells me what to do, and I wanted to highlight this. This is something I posted in Discord this morning, about an hour before the show, using this. Posted an Alec Pierce slip. There were 6 picks in it for the Dubclub. Alec Pierce, 2.5 and under, gone. Wiped from the board. You can often find stuff from our odds finder here that basically is going to be your compass, like I mentioned, and it's going to tell you what's going to bump or get removed outright. And this is how you can secure value all day long.
All right, Mitch, where do you want to go? Let's start off with what's the game? The way that I like to approach it is I look at high-scoring games, low-scoring games. So let's take a look. There's a couple off the top of my head that just feel like are going to be putrid today.
Yeah, man. So,
but let's find some over and unders based on that.
Sure. So looking at total points on the market, this will give us what games are potentially going to be higher scoring today. It will tell us what the odds are as well. And by the way, if you're somebody like, hey, I don't want to play these DFS apps, go to the visibility here. You could remove them all, and you're like, I'm just a sportsbook person. There you go. You can just have the sportsbooks up, or vice versa. If you only want the other apps, you can do it that way as well. Have it be what you want it to be. Have the experience customized to how you want to use it. There are a few games that look interesting today, and a couple of them I think are actually flying under the radar. First and foremost being the Cincinnati Bengals Cleveland Browns game. We have a very close spread. I was looking at this yesterday with decent total of about 47.5 points. Books don't entirely know what to do with this line as it's been moving. It's been ripping up and down for the last 3 days. So I'm intrigued about that one. There are a few plays I wanted to highlight for that game. I saw JRich post something about this in Discord talking about Donovan Peoples-Jones. He's a big believer in this man's upside. And, we kind of saw a little bit of it last year, and there's a few things that are kind of showcasing that some of these players in this game might have a higher upside or a lower floor than you'd think based on what Vegas is saying today. It's actually extremely interesting, Ray. And this is an interesting way to maybe put together even a very specific single game parlay by just highlighting one game and putting together a game scripted entry.
Yeah, and we were talking pre-show, Mitch. I'll tell you right now on Prize Picks, one of the plays that I really like, and a lot of people are on for fantasy purposes and just in general, is Nick Chubb's rushing yards. So could we just take a look at where Chubb's yards are?
Yeah, so right now we have 78.5 on Prize Picks. Now, if you're looking out there and you're like, man, I just want to see what Nick Chubb's markets are right now. So I'm going to just go to the player search. I'm going to let me type in Nick Chubb. All right, hold on. Let me refresh the page here, get us the most updated markets. And if we don't have them pulled in there, we will get them in here soon. And I'm on baseball. No wonder. All right, so Nick Chubb, I don't have any markets pulled for him yet. We got him at 78.5 here on Prize Picks. On Underdog, do we have a line yet?
I think it's 78.5 as well. 76.5. Yeah, so okay. I wouldn't take it on Prize Picks.
Believer today. Are you choosing this on Underdog?
Yeah, I would take that. I'd take that on Underdog. You get the 2 yards value right there, so that's solid. I wouldn't touch it on Prize Picks though.
Can you break down the analysis for Chubb? I know he used to have some strong home and away splits and kind of who he's sharing the backfield with this year. That's the stuff I don't dive into as deeply as you, and I know that will give you an edge in some of this stuff too.
There is no share in the backfield. It's Nick Chubb. It wouldn't shock me if he led the league in rush attempts this year. You're talking about a game versus Cincinnati. They got to get it. Division rival right off the rip. It should be the Nick Chubb show. You got Jerome Ford back there, but other than that, Deshaun Watson trying to find his legs after being off of football for almost 2 years. Should be a big season for Nick Chubb. I like the value here on Underdog a little bit better than I do on Prize Picks. So give me the 2 yard. I want every damn yard. 2 yards doesn't matter until you need the 2 yards on the play. So I like 76.5 on Underdog, but I'd stay away from it on Prize Picks.
Yeah, that's a good spot. And I think this game, we talked about the total here at the top of this segment. And listen, the books are saying the same thing. They actually have right now Deshaun Watson's passing attempts prop set at 31.5, juiced to the over, and the lines are actually ripping in that direction across virtually every single sportsbook right now. So I think Watson will probably either move to 32.0 as a round number on these sites, or potentially just get fully removed if a lot of people start slamming that number in there today. So, I think the entire Cleveland offense potentially on the upward trajectory today. They have had Cincinnati's number. I saw a stat yesterday as well. Burrow, the $275 million man, he is 1-4 against Cleveland in his career. Is he going to be 1-5 today? That's up to the sports bettors to decide. Player props wise, I think we could kind of, write that narrative, into the books is very high probability here. Take the over on Nick Chubb's rushing, take the over on the 31.5 passing attempts for Deshaun Watson. And on the flip side, when you're talking about the offense for Cincinnati, it's a lot of unders right now. Everything that I've seen, we've had who was it, Tyler Boyd at 3.5 receptions. So much juice to the under. One of my favorite plays to be using parlaying right now on sleeper picks this week. Earlier this week, he started off on a Prize Picks at 3.5. A lot of money came in on the under and moved to 3.0. Getting ahead of this stuff is incredibly important. So one thing Ray and I are going to try to do for you this year, Wednesday morning shows. We want to be able to highlight what type of early lines have dropped and give you that elite value so that you have it before Sunday morning comes around, so that you can use that information to make your decisions for Thursday night football lineups or DFS entries or prize picks entries. And that's our goal, is just to provide you an overwhelming amount of value in every single show that we do together.
So, Mitch, there's a game that I want to touch on that nobody really wants to watch. But the reason I want to touch on it is because it's probably projected to be one of the lowest scoring games on the slate. Talking about the Washington Commanders and the Arizona Cardinals. And if you are playing on Prize Picks right now, you go look at Sam Howell's passing yard line, and I believe it's 214.5. Starting quarterback for the Cardinals, Josh Dobbs, is 190.5. If you combo those two combo passing yards, you add those up, get 406 yards. But you're getting 2 yards of value if you combo those two. And I'm taking it under on that. Sam Howell and Josh Dobbs under 408 passing yards. I really think that the combo plays, I'm loving the fact that Prize Picks introduced these, but this is a game, you've got two offenses that should be a work in progress, new offensive coordinator, young quarterback in Howell, and then Joshua Dobbs, journeyman backup on an Arizona team that's devoid of talent. This is one in the early slate that I really like the under on both Sam Howell and Josh Dobbs combo passing yards at 408.5.
I like that a lot too. And I was just trying to monitor where these lines are going, where the money's going. If we're looking for a little pair here, right now, Jalen Waddle looks like he could be a really interesting play. You know, it's going to be a spot this year where I think, you know, each and every week we might all get a little frustrated, maybe even a little flustered, trying to decide and figure out who's going to be the person popping off when Tua's under center. Is it going to be Tyreek Hill? Is it going to be Jalen Waddle? Something I'm looking at is not just Jalen Waddle's props, where the money's going, what Vegas has said, but I'm also trying to identify what's happening with Tyreek Hill, what's happening with Tua's lines, because sometimes those are just as indicative of where the play should be for Jalen Waddle as just looking at Jalen Waddle by himself. And right now, I'm a little interested in it. You know, we don't have a ton of opportunity to gather as much data as we need for these receiving target markets. But, you know, if the juice is over 4.5 receptions right now for Jalen Waddle, I think we potentially, that means they're saying, you know, the books are saying the money's coming in on the over. So the bettors are saying we're looking at a higher probability, you know, of 5 receptions. Well, if he does that, is Jalen Waddle going out there and catching 5 of 5, 5 of 6, or is he getting peppered with 7, 8, 9 targets and catching 5, 6, 7 balls? So I think I'm actually a little interested. I'm not ready to make it official, but this is something I'm looking at right now on the back end, and I want to see if they end up putting Jalen Waddle's reception prop up during the show, right? Because if they do, I'm jumping on that as fast as I can.
Well, I like Jalen Waddle, and I actually locked him and Mike Williams in earlier, more than 125.5 passing yards. And let's remove the Sam Howell play. Don't take the Sam Howell play. I looked at this. I caught it at 412.5 about 30 minutes ago, and they've already dropped the line another foot. Leave that alone. Once you miss the value, I don't chase. I don't catch a falling knife, man. I got it at 412.5. It's down to 408.5. Leave it alone. But Mike Williams, can you scroll down to Mike Williams and Jalen Waddle? See, I caught it at 125.5. It's 127.5 now. So they moved it up. Leave it alone. I'm with you. I think the bettors are on it. Mike Williams with Kellen Moore at the helm. I think he is due for a big season, but we missed the value. They bump at 2 points. I don't ever chase it. So Mike Williams, Waddle, I'd leave it alone. If you caught it at 125.5, good for you.
Yeah, and I want to highlight something else too. While we were kind of talking about this before the show of highlighting value, you know, Ray does a great job of posting his value picks inside Discord. This is kind of how we do this. We hop on the odds finder, we're looking at the books, and we see a play like Brandon Ayuk here out for San Francisco, and we've got, you know, Caesars, maybe best line. So if you like the over 3.5 receptions today, you could take him on Caesars minus 137. A little juicy, not entirely sure that's something you want to tackle. But then you want to take him at a fixed price like parlay play, over 3.5 receptions. Great opportunity, as we've already seen him bump on Price Picks, been fully removed from Underdog, not even available on Sleeper. So this is how you can identify the best value every single week, every single game. You can put together some really strong slips by looking for where there's going to be a little edge. K. Dotton right now, under 2.5 receptions, starting to move in the right direction for our goal. You know, plays like Kelvin Ridley earlier this week was 4.5 receptions. heavy juice right now in every single sports book. What did the DFS sites do? They bumped them to 5.0. So I come in here every morning, every afternoon, and I have an opportunity and I just start scrolling. I'm looking through here with my coffee and I found one on the back end here while I was listening to Ray talk about it. Chris Olave out there for the Saints today. Listen, everyone's on the over for Derek Carr's 31.5 passing attempts, and I get it. I posted that earlier this week too. I love the over. I think Tennessee last year was a top 5 rush defense. I think potentially they have trouble running the football today. And if they do have trouble, what are they going to do, Ray? They're going to throw the football left and right today. So I really like the over 4.5 receptions. We can't get them on Prize Picks. Can't get them on Parlay Play. You can snag them on Sleeper. You can grab them on Underdog. Or over here on Underdog, looking for a quick pair, I'm typing in Underdog. Look at me go. So I'm going over here. I'm typing in Olave for over 4.5 receptions. I got my Nick Chubb pair. Bang. I've got myself a little 2-pick entry. Simple as that. I can remove all of the analysis aspect, and I can just look at the betting lines, look at the implied probabilities, find my plus EV play, slam it in there. Beyond that, I still think, analysis-wise, this man was a tremendous threat down the field. Derek Carr, I believe, top 5 last year in passing attempt percentage for down the field. I believe the deep passing attempts over 20 yards, he was like top 5 in the NFL. So he's going to take some shots. That's going to give Olave here an opportunity to grab a few deep ones. I like this as a 2-pick. I'm going to leave this up and see if we can maybe put together a pick 5.
Let's leave it up. Let's build out a pick 5, and everybody. Let's just say this. This is Happy Bijan Robinson Day. Everybody is excited because of Bijan Robinson. So let's go to Bijan and see if we can find anything that's some value. I don't want to just say take the over, take the under because we like the player. Let's see if we can find some value anywhere on a Bijan Robinson play today.
All right, so we're going to hop over. And again, listen, my friends, I didn't get a chance to update this stuff this morning for you before the stream. And it looks like I'm having some, player receptions. Hold on, select market. And I think this is actually why. Yeah, I'm having trouble. I have to update one of the filters for us this morning. That's unfortunate. Let's go straight to let's look at his rushing attempts before we do anything else, because sometimes that's going to be indicative of what type of upside. So we've got 15.5 is on Underdog, minus 133 on Caesars. We have minus 115 Fliff, minus 120 DK. We go over to the rushing yards for Bijan Robinson. And Underdog is kind of right in line with what the market's saying.
71.5. Yeah, don't see any value there. I like the number. The gut likes the number, but the data and the money is telling me to kind of relax on this play right now. Let's see what else we got. Who else you want to look at, Mitch? Let's build out a 5 slip. Let's build out a 5 slip for the people right now on Prize Picks. So let's build it out. You said Alec Pierce, 2.5 is pulled from there. So where do you want to move to next?
Yeah, I'm trying to look at some lines here for specifically, let me bring it up, Anthony Richardson.
Hey, Rich. There we go.
Yep. Listen, this is a really interesting spot, right? I mean, we have a divisional matchup. We've got a rookie quarterback who everyone's very excited about, who I think has potential for a ton of rushing yards any given week. It's not like I'm giving you information you've never heard before. This is certainly a popular take, right? I mean, this guy's got tremendous rushing upside. I'm a little concerned about the passing upside. And when I was looking at the props for Indianapolis, literally every single pass catcher for Indy juiced to the under. So we've got, Michael Pittman under 4.5 receptions, heavy juice to the under this week. Alec Pierce under 2.5, so on and so forth. It kind of makes me want to look at his passing yards and just grab that under and just slam it and just take that under immediately. I don't know. Do you have a hot take on Anthony Richardson, his upside? I know you love him. I've been following you on Twitter all off season. So I'm curious what you think about week 1.
Yeah, week 1, I mean, it's probably going to be tough. He's a rookie quarterback. It's versus a good team that was in the playoffs last year. I expect to see some flashes. If I were going to take any Anthony Richardson play, and I'm just telling y'all, I think these combo TD props, there's a lot of upside. baked inside of those on Prize Picks. But right now, you can grab Justin Fields and Anthony Richardson to score one touchdown, either rushing or receiving. It's not going to be a receiving touchdown for either of those guys. But both of those guys, one crack at scoring a rushing touchdown. Fields versus Green Bay and Anthony Richardson versus Jacksonville. I really like that play. I've locked that into one of my 6-pick flexes this morning. Fields and Rich to score a rushing touchdown today.
Let's see if it's still there.
I know.
And
I had to
just
search
found
for
another
it.
one on the-
I found it. Yeah.
Oh, good deal. So you had JRich touchdown with
Type in
who did they pull?
Fields. Type in Fields because I thought it was pulled too. Type in Fields. There they are. There it is. You see it right there? There you go. Lock that one in for me. I like that a lot.
Yeah, you got it. Let me see. Is Mingo still there? I was trying to bring it up on my phone. No, they removed that. So hey, check this out. Go. Under 3.5 receptions. Crazy juice on the other right now for Jonathan Mingo. I talked about that one in the beginning when we're trying to decide, different players to use for your fantasy lineups. Whew, I like this one a lot. I think this is an interesting spot for Carolina. I think it could be one of those games, to be honest, with like sneaky upside for fantasy goodness. But if we're talking sports betting wise, I mean, listen, man, I'm just going to go where the odds are telling me to go with a math approach, and I'm taking the under on Jonathan Mingo. Another one in the same game here. I'm going to type in. I actually kind of want to see. Can I search all of Atlanta? I can. Let me see. Yes, Drake London 4-0. So, man, Ray, what do you think about Drake London? Earlier this week, opened at 4.5 receptions, heavy juice came to the under, but the lines are actually starting to move in the proper direction where I think this might move back to 4.5, in which case we might get a nice opportunity here securing some value at 4-0, even though earlier this week, 4.5 was the play.
Yeah, I like this. Leave this here. Leave this open. I like the whole numbers because a push doesn't kill you on underdog or Prize Picks. If they push, you still got some hope to cash out here. Burrow. So I wanted to highlight this real quick. I'm seeing Burrow on Prize Picks at 240.5 right now, and the sportsbooks lines have it at 268. So we need to go ahead and get that on there. I see 240.5 on Prize Picks for Joe Burrow.
Prize Picks.
There we go. Yep. So we got, okay, that's just the taco. That's the, not the taco, but the discount.
Shoot,
so put that on there.
Anyway.
Yeah, add that there. We got Richardson and Fields. I'm seeing what else we have. Go to Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel under 2.5 receptions today for the Commanders. I'm seeing this heavy juice, minus 155 on Barstool, minus 135 DraftKings, Pinnacle minus 149 to the under.
He was in, I think, Prize Pick Snipers post inside Discord earlier this morning. Maybe enough people put money on the under. Man. They scrubbed it, man. They scrubbed it. They took that away from us. That was a great line.
All right.
I know. Hey, listen, when we're doing this show for everybody in chat, our role here is to try to find the value as it pops up, give you an opportunity to enter a slip or two, put some picks in, and make some money. If you're looking for like a full out, hey man, I need a flex 6, I'm busy. I mean, that's what Dubclub's for. I mean, that's where we're posting them. There's probably 15 or 20 slips worth of extreme value inside Discord already. And that's where they're already fully built out for you before even Sunday morning. I wanted to highlight a couple here. Tony Pollard and Christian McCaffrey. These are two of my favorite picks of the entire week on sportsbooks earlier this week, on Prize Picks, on Underdog, any site you can find them. Now, the odds for some of this stuff has kind of been bouncing around when you're looking for, the anytime touchdowns, the total touchdowns, depending on, what market name you find it on for what sportsbook. Man, it's extremely hard for me right now not to absolutely love Pollard and CMC to score. Now, Christian McCaffrey closed out 9 straight games with San Francisco last year with a touchdown. He's a dual threat up and down the field, not just between the 20s, but inside the red zone. And yes, Pittsburgh did have a decent defense last year against the run game. I think they potentially do again this year. But Christian McCaffrey, fully healthy offense all around him. Literally everybody. Debo is there. He's fully healthy. A massive threat. Field stretching. Ayuk between the 20s, can work the outside of the field. Looks good over the middle. Kittle I'm not entirely sure actually if Kittle is fully healthy for today, but we do have, the most important man on this team, Brock Purdy. He's under center today. And I think this team's going to be moving up and down the field. And I like Christian McCaffrey to score a touchdown. Depending on what book you looked at earlier this week, this was juiced, like crazy juice to score. And I'm trying to find something updated for you to see if we have an opportunity here to grab some value before this moves. What I like about this one specifically is we are getting an opportunity to get him to score either on the ground or through the air, which is really nice.
All right, I'm taking a look at some McCaffrey stuff right now because there's a combo prop up on Prize Picks. Christian McCaffrey and Tyreek Hill over 177.5 rushing and receiving yards. So I'm just looking at where the books have CMC's rushing yards. I see 56.5 across most books average. Receiving yards, 33, 175. Yeah, I'm going to stay away from it. I like it, but wanted to see if we can catch some value there with him and Tyreek's rushing receiving yard combo prop. But looks like it's a little Prize Picks has it juiced up just a tad bit. But I do like CMC anytime touchdown score. You pretty much lock and load him damn near every other week, and you should be solid.
Yeah, I got a couple questions for you here because I'm sitting here staring at these and I'm having trouble not clicking on them here on Prize Picks right now. Tony Pollard, pass rush receiving, right? He can score on the ground, score through the air. I believe his pass reception prop is at 3.5, juice the under, maybe 3 receptions today. But, is he the alpha and omega? Is he going to go out there and get 15, 18, 20 touches? What's the upside? And then J.K. Dobbins, man, they are 9.5-point home favorites in week 1 against a rookie quarterback in Baltimore. I'm having trouble looking at J.K. Dobbins and not taking any of the J.K. Dobbins props. This started at 56.5 this week, been juiced up to 62.5. Is he going to score? Do we have fantasy score upside? Are we worried they shut him down in the second half? If so, my friend, we can go over to the first half score and we can look at Dobbins, and we got him at a round number. Oh, we posted him last night, 5-0. He's at 5.5 now, but still, he scores a touchdown in the first half. You're golden. You're golden. That doesn't even take in consideration any yardage props. I'm curious of what your take is for J.K. Dobbins and Tony Pollard. I know I threw a lot at you.
All right, you got me excited. Now we're cooking. I lock in Tony Pollard anytime touchdown versus the Giants Sunday Night Football. Dallas has to get it done. Love it. And the fact that you can get him rushing and receiving, I'm not worried about Rico Dottle or Deuce Vaughn in week 1. Lock Tony Pollard. And I'll tell you right now, you got me smiling about J.K. Dobbins. Houston's got some pieces on defense. They're a young up-and-coming defense with D'Amico Ryans, but they're still the Houston Texans. Not very good right now. Probably not going to be good this season. I don't think there's any question about sitting or pulling him in the second half. This isn't college football. So I do like Dobbins. I think I would just take Dobbins to score a touchdown, period. That way I don't have to play around with the first half. I don't know what's going to happen. Here's the thing. Gus Edwards isn't all the way healthy. I've already hammered his under 7.5 rush attempts in this game. You got Lamar. You've got Dobbins. They want to get their money's worth out of J.K. Dobbins. I think that's the play. I love the Dobbins over half a touchdown. Let's go. And
I think people we're putting together. See, listen, man, we've got all these categories, all these markets to go through, and we're putting together something real nice right now. And I think we have some significant upside. I was looking on the back end where you're talking. And listen, Ray and I, we've got multiple screens up. We're trying to do our best to give you the very best picks this morning. Just circling back to this very first topic we talked about, the Cleveland upside right here of Deshaun Watson.
You want to take it, don't you? You want to take it, don't you? Take the pass it. Listen, it's versus Cincy. They're going to throw the ball, Mitch. Game script. They are going to throw the ball. You think the Bengals aren't going to come out there and want to put it on the Cleveland Browns early this season? Burrow's back here and all the talk about his knee. If the lines are telling you it's a good number, and if Burrow is going to throw the ball 37 times in this game potentially, the correlation there between those two should be positive in Watson's favor.
Let's check one other before I put that in then, because I saw JRich talking about this week. Donovan Peoples-Jones, DPJ, love this man. Downfield threat. Not a big target guy. Put together a string of nice games to close out the season. Every single book, minus 135 to minus 146, right? Every single book, minus 135 to minus 146. Very nice high implied probability of success here on that play. And we maybe just can fade the Watson play and
Okay.
go with the play with more juice. How do you feel about that?
All right. What's the line on DPJ?
2.5 receptions, and we have minus 135 to minus 146 on every single sports book. That's tough. The last option is always the hardest.
Yeah, I like DPJ, but when you're talking about potentially the fourth option on the offense behind the rushing attempts of Nick Chubb, behind David Njoku, behind Amari Cooper, like those guys are going to be fed. I don't know. I like it. Trust the numbers, man. Minus 146, bettors know. Put it in there. Trust the math. Trust the math.
Here's what I'm going to do. Just have some fun with it. Little show money, all right? $1,000 up top for the W. Full sweep. That's what we need for this to oh, actually, we got a discount. So that's going to be 25 cap. Okay? So we got 625 entry right here. If this sweeps 6 of 6, everybody after the show who leaves a comment has an opportunity to split this money with me. That simple. Show ends, you leave a comment, give Ray and I some feedback. Tell us what you want to see in the future, what type of things you liked about the show, what you think will help you line your pockets so that Monday morning you get to wake up and cash out. That's our goal. You leave a comment after the show, run up the likes, help us out. I will split the full sweep, $600 profit with one person in the comment section if this one sweeps. How's that sound?
There it is. There it is. And here's the thing. I'll double up. We'll run the same slip. If we hit and if we cash out, I'll split it as well. I'll run the same exact slip. Send it to me. If it's split, if we hit, I'll split it with somebody who leaves a comment. And I want to address Todd's question here. Chase Watson combined TD. I love it. I took it this morning. I told Mitch this morning. I said, give me the Jamar Chase, Deshaun Watson. Here's my theory behind the combo TDs, though, Todd. When it's a rushing and a receiving TD, I'd rather have a running back and a receiver as my two combos, right? Because with Watson, you're really just banking on him getting inside the red zone and rushing. Jamar Chase should be good for one. But when I'm approaching the combo TDs, rushing and receiving, I try to stay away from the quarterbacks because they can only really get you there one way. I want to take the running back, the dual threat running back, if they have it on the board, and the wide receiver. So I do like the Watson Chase combo TD, Todd. Took it earlier, but just giving you my opinion and how I approach it normally is I want the guys that can get me, get it both ways, either catching it or running it in. But I do like that combo play.
Good deal. I like that a lot. Hey, my mistake to everybody in chat. I needed a second to breathe there. Ray gave me 90 seconds. All right. Here's what I had to do this morning. The odds finder. I went live with Ray, totally jacked up, excited. Didn't rerun everything on the back end. It's rerun. You guys can now do all. Listen, I had to.
Rookie mistake, man. This guy was jacked up and didn't even run the damn sheet for the people, man. Come on, Mitch.
Well, there it is. So now you guys, if you got a question, Ray, if you have a question on a player and you're like, yo, bring up Chubb's markets, there we go. I type in Nick Chubb and here we are. We can search, we can compare every single market. And listen, you and I have both talked about this twice now today. When we are trying to look at someone and we're looking at them with like all things considered to find the best play for said player, this is how you do it. You search a market, you look for the best play. And listen, for you sportsbook people out there, it's a great way to find value on books too. Like let's say you like Chubb. I mean, you could outright list. It's not the best middle ever. You could take over 76.5 on DK, under 80.5 on FanDuel. Try to middle it. I don't suggest that with a 4-yard differential on a rushing yard prop, but this will give you an opportunity. I think it's best on like a receptions prop. Sometimes you have that opportunity. My apologies on not having it updated to start the show. We had so much going on in the back end. We're posting all sorts of stuff in Discord. It is what it is. Ray, did you see this last night? Did you see this, dude? The Flex 6 25X from J-Step. I believe it's like a 6th or 7th one in the past 30 days. He did this for college football yesterday. Discord chat going nuts, waiting for Jordan Whittington to to get some yardage in the second half. I guess he had not played like almost the whole third quarter or something.
Let me hit the air horn for J Step, man. Let me hit the air horn for. Let me hit the air horn for J Step. J Step is a beast, man. This is a 25xer last night. So if you won in our Dubclub last night, take some of those winnings, roll them over to today. Mitch, let's see if we can just give people a couple of more plays, man. They wanna know about some of these guys. So where do you want to go? Let me go to passing yards because
let's find that fifth pick.
I have seen a lot of people taking the over on Mac Jones's passing yards, and it actually got bumped up from 215 to 220 and a half versus Philadelphia. Ramondre Stevenson, starting running back, is ill. Devontae Parker's not healthy. Juju Smith-Schuster has no knees. So this is one where versus Philly, they are at home. I don't know about Mac Jones in this offense and his ability to get me 221 passing yards, but I'll leave that alone. Passing props are a little tough. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go rushing yards, receiving, Justin Jefferson? I know JRich was all over 89.5 for Justin Jefferson today versus Tampa Bay.
Let's take a look and see what it is here.
Let's see what Jets is at.
What? Dropped to 87.5 on underdog. What? One open at 89.5 yards.
Drop down on underdog.
Looking at the Justin Jefferson props. 87.5. Oh, check that out. So it's 89 on Prize Picks. You want value, you grab that on underdog.
On underdog. Yep. Don't take it on Prize Picks. Don't take it on Prize Picks. Looking for a couple of looking through the running back market right now.
Let's do this, Ray. One of my favorite things to do when I'm just looking for a last pick. Okay?
Yep.
I'm going to go right to receptions. Now, I've talked about this ad nauseum in the past on my streams. When you are trying to find the best edge, look for smaller numbers. Finding an 87.5 versus an 89.5, that's nothing. That is nothing. That is barely worth your time when you're trying to find value. That's a quick math. That's like a 2% differential in line. But when you're looking at a sports betting line, you're looking at a 4.5 versus a 5.5. You're getting a 20% reduction versus the market, a 20% edge versus the market. So one thing I like to do, I'm looking for a fifth pick. Everybody can do this with me. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to blow the screen up just so you can see it. All right. We are going to look all together right now at the underdog fantasy spot. We're going to search with our eyes just staring at this My Sparry line, this column right here. And we're looking for juiced lines, an average of about minus 130 or higher. And then we're just going to slide over and see if we can find one on underdog. Now, I know it's maybe semi-difficult to do right now while we're watching, but I'm going to do my best to try to show you. So here's a possibility, and I'm just going to highlight a bunch of them. You guys do what you want with this information. We have Antonio Gibson. Oh, thanks for taking my ugly mug off the screen. Antonio Gibson, 2.5 receptions. Look, juice to the under. So that's a possibility for your fifth option. Here's another one. I like this. K. Dotton, over 2.5 receptions. Minus 133 average. That's what the My Sparry column is. You can see here's all of the odds aggregated to minus 133. That's fine. That's a good one. Let's keep going. Minus 135 for Chris Moore, over 1.5. If you don't want to invest in crappy players, don't do that. Okay, just go with the guys like Olave, over 4.5, minus 134 average, so on and so forth. I'm going to keep going, right? You can stop me if you like, but I think we can find some really good options for people. Here's one.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, let's do it, man. David Njoku, minus 134 for Cleveland. Hey, we've been talking all day about Deshaun Watson's passing attempt upside. Here's yet another player who has potential to have a lot more receptions than probably people even realize right now. Here's one. Deontay Johnson, over 4.5. Now, maybe that's the fifth pick. PPR machine a couple years ago. Kenny Pickett, another opportunity. What do you think of this?
Well, San Francisco's I like it. I like it. And I like it on underdog, and I like the fact that Prize Picks has it bumped up to 5. It's a good number. Deontay's a target monster, led the team in target share in preseason every damn year he plays. I like this number. Let's keep Deontay. Let's write him down on the short list.
Okay, so we'll think about Deontay for the – oh, look at it. Mingo's gone. Oh,
Mingo's gone. Well, he dropped down. He dropped down to 3, I believe.
Oh, that stinks. I thought he was one of the best plays we had.
That was
on the
a good
board
play.
Okay, so we got Deion. By the way, again, we've mentioned this a few times. That's going to happen with these lines. You're basically just identifying lines that will move. Donovan Peoples-Jones probably moves to 3-0. Deontay probably moves to 5-0, just in line with Prize Picks. This is kind of how you find these lines and you get ahead of it. Drake London under 4.5. Listen, I think we secured supreme value, right, at 4.0 going the over, because look at the books. Sharpest books in the world right here. Pinnacle, FanDuel, only minus 130 to the under. This line should be 4.5, not 4.0. PrizePicks has this right. We're getting a value here at 4 and grabbing the 4 push factor and over. I really like that play. Just feel even better about it now that I see updated lines. Let's see what else we got here. I want to find the very best for everybody. Dotson, under 3.5 maybe.
Let's see, Jahan Dotson.
Juwan Johnson. What do you think of Juwan Johnson out there for the Saints?
I like the over 2.5. Let me tell you, I must be in on Saints today because I like MT over 3.5. I like your Chris Olave play, and I also like Juwan Johnson starting tight end over 2.5 receptions. I locked him in, and Chubb bumped down to 75.5 while we're on the stream on the underdog. He got bumped down to 75.5. Yep. Lock in Juwan Johnson. Lock in Juwan Johnson.
Well, we already have the Olave pick. Do you want to have 2 from the same team? I just realized that.
I would probably not. I would prefer not to, but
which one would you prefer? I'll go with your option here. Olave or Juwan?
I probably would take the player that has the lower number in most cases that's starting, but I know Olave is going to be the target monster there. You've got MT. I like Juwan at 2.5. I really do. I like Juwan at 2.5. Give me Juwan at 2.5.
Listen, man, there's nothing wrong with going with gut feels and tummy tingles when you're deciding between two players.
Give me Juwan 2.5.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's Give me Juwan 2.5. All right.
Still looking for a 5th.
We need one more. Is Deontay up? Did we put Deontay on the board yet?
We didn't put him in there yet. He would be a solid 5th. You want to slam him in?
Yeah, I think we need to before that gets moved to 5 because he's already on 5 on Prospects, right?
Player's no longer available.
Damn, man.
I know. They're after us. What other markets do we have on Underdog? Let's see here. Let me slide over to. Do they have tackle assist there? I can't remember if that's just a Prize Picks thing. Yeah, it looks like just a Prize Picks.
Yeah, I think it's just Prize Picks, yeah.
Shoot, Ray, I mean, you and I were talking this before the show. This is a market you can dominate on Prize Picks.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If you guys are anybody watching this stream, if you're tapped into the defensive side of the ball, I think you can absolutely make a killing on tackle and assisted tackle plays on Prize Picks. If you know the teams that have the active linebackers, Alex Singleton is one of them, you could just make an absolute killing because these are players that are on the field. They don't pull them off the field. And if you correlate it against a team with a strong running attack or a short passing game, they're not throwing the ball down the field a lot. You really want to target these linebackers and these tackle assistants against rookie quarterbacks as well. I'd be looking at defenders from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Matter of fact, NFL's leading tackler last year is a linebacker from the Jags versus the Indianapolis Colts. I can't spell his last name. Let me find him. I think it's with an O. Frank.
I know you're talking about Ogankwe or whatever.
Yes, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Let's see if they have anything up for him.
In an IDP league last year, and I had him at linebacker just racking up stats.
Let's see if they have anything up on him because that's some nice court, and I don't see anything up right now. Nope, Jenkins. They do not have him on the board right now. No. But that would be a good game to target a linebacker versus the Colts and Anthony Richardson.
Are you a fan of passing touchdowns or field goals for Underdog and Prize Picks?
Hell yeah. Daniel Carlson made a lot of people a lot of money last year, baby. Field goals. I'm all about them.
No doubt about it. Well, check this out. I saw this on the back end. I got this same tool on another monitor here, so I'm not making people dizzy. But look at this. Derek Carr. Look at the juice on under 1.5 touchdowns. What is that all about?
Man, they must know. You get Jamal Williams, the NFL leading rusher, no Alvin Kamara, MT. You don't know what you're. That's trust it. I love that. I mean, you look at the juice.
It's tough to ignore that. I mean, you don't find lines like this.
Yeah, Gene got the name. There it is. He's not up. He's not up, Gene, but that's what I was thinking about. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Chat,
Let's
by the
see.
way, up to 100 likes already. Appreciate you immensely. Thank you for tuning in. First time watching Ray and I together. Hope you're enjoying the show. Thanks for supporting us. Honestly, thanks for supporting us. And hopefully we can support you and line your pockets a little bit. Appreciate y'all. Thank you very much today.
All right, we've got. They do say they do have tackle and assisted tackles on underdog, so they just weren't pulling up in the odds
Hmm.
finder, but they are on underdog. So let's see if Singleton is over there, and he's at
They
8.
bumped him down to 8-0.
They bumped him down to 8-0. Yeah, they bumped him down to
Yup.
8-0.
All right, we'll use them on Prize Picks.
All right, and
We just got
then
another line going. That's all. We'll make another entry. Who cares?
love it, love it. All right, let's wrap this one. Let's see what else can we find really quick. I want to see if my boy's up. I got to see if he's up on underdog. He's not up on Prize Picks, but let's see if he's on underdog.
What do you think about T-Law today? 1.5 touchdowns, passing touchdowns.
Versus the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
What's the juice? Where's the juice at? What's the pricing on that?
It's okay. Minus 130 DK, minus 129 Caesars, Pinnacle and BetMGM minus 135, Fliff minus
Yeah,
140.
Indianapolis is a little bit of a mess fundamentally. They've got some strong, they've got some solid defensive players. I don't want to disrespect the Indianapolis Colts, but team trying to find their way with a young quarterback. Probably a lot of good field position for Jacksonville. I like ETN as well. We talked about anytime touchdown score. I think ETN. I took him earlier this week. Anytime touchdown score, but I do like I do like Trevor Lawrence in this matchup versus Indy. Let's go see if ETN is still up. And they do not have it on the board.
This is wild. This is wild. If for anybody else following along, these lines are moving so fast right now.
Yes, they are. Yep, they're ripping right now. All right, what do we have locked in? We got 4 locked in
How do
on
you feel about
prospects.
DJ Moore? You like DJ Moore today at all?
Let's see. Moore. Yeah, I like DJ Moore. Green Bay. Justin Fields. What are you taking a look at? Let's pull him up and look.
Yeah, I was looking at his receptions. I don't know. I just trying to find some type of edge here. Before I forget too, let me look up Richardson now that I can bring up the player search. We were looking at his under for passing yards today. Underdog minus is 193, and Pinnacle's got a minus 145 to the under. Sharp book.
Yeah.
I don't
Rookie
know.
quarterback,
Listen, man,
debut.
this is your wheelhouse. Player analysis. I mean, you legitimately are well known in the NFL circles as scout worthy, talent evaluator. And Anthony Richardson, man, I'm not on your level, but I'm staring at JRich today, just thinking I don't know. Is it going to go as smoothly as people want it to be?
I don't think from a passing perspective, it's going to take some time, right? It's going to take some time. No Jonathan Taylor. And then think about what's already been removed. Alec Pierce, what was it, 2.5? That got ripped off the
Mhm.
board, or 3 under 3 receptions are off the board. I don't mind this at all. JRich at all. What's Pittman? Where's Pittman at?
Yeah, his same thing. I mean, the 4.5 we got earlier this week,
See,
I think I
wow.
posted 2 days ago. It's gone. It's
Yeah,
just gone.
yeah. Lock it in. Under. Was it 193?
Yep.
That doesn't mean we don't like Anthony Richardson, but the reality is opening weekend on the road versus Jacksonville, probably going to be tough for the young rookie, at least through the air.
No doubt about it. I'm going to, 250. What am I doing here? I
I was
roll
about
like
to say,
that.
you are really feeling it this
Gee,
morning. Man,
business isn't that good. I am grabbing this. I'm insuring this. And same deal. Same deal. Anybody supporting the show right now, just drop a comment when you're done. Hit that like button, drop a comment. You're going to be eligible to split some profit here. All right, so I'm going to slap
Mitch,
that in there.
Mitch, take off Chubb. Take off Nick Chubb. They keep dropping the line. Take off Chubb. Let's
Bad feel,
get
huh?
one more. Let's get one more for the people before we get out of here. Let's finish this out the right way. I don't want to gut feel this. Let's do this the right way. Mitch, I think I got one. I have no clue who this player is, but I think I got one.
Sure.
Go search Richie Grant on Underdog and tell me what his tackle assisted tackle is.
6-0.
It's 6-0. 6-5 on prospects, juice to the under.
Well, let's slap that in there in prize picks.
Well, 6-0, excuse me, 6-0 on prospects. And it's over, not under, excuse me. I was looking at something else.
So
The
you're
books have
saying
them at 6.5. The books have them at 6.5, and we're able to get them at 6 on prize picks and 6 on Underdog. I'm seeing at 6.5, minus 111, 115 on the books.
Gotcha. So you think the 6-0 is a good value?
I think it's a good value. I think it's good value. Safety. Just looking at a couple of things real quick for Grant. Box safety.
I'll go to that category right now.
Yeah, go to that. Let's check that out real quick.
Ooh, how about Darius Leonard?
Versus a team that should run the ball. I like Richie Grant. Lock it in. The theory and the correlation here. Carolina, they're down receivers, rookie quarterback, ball controlled offense, run the ball with Miles Sanders, plenty of opportunities for Richie Grant, either on the ground or through the air to make some tackles. I like it a lot. And it's at 6.5 on the book. So if I can catch him at 6 and get that round number, tackle props are a little wild because you got to freaking wait all day for them, damn near the whole game, but I don't mind it at all.
You actually got an extra yard here for JRich, too. He moved to 194, I guess, while I entered. Didn't see that.
There we go.
So we got Drake London over 4 receptions. Justin Jefferson over 87.5 receiving yards. Juwan Johnson over 2.5 receptions. Lower on Anthony Richardson, 194.5. Sorry, JRich fans. And Richie Grant, we're going with the tackles assist value over higher than 6.0 tackles assists.
Here we go.
Underdog. That's a nice looking
Here
slip.
we go. All right, Mitch. We locking these in? Or we got?
Yeah,
do we
dude,
need to build out the?
Sent them to you as well.
You sent them to me. All right, I'll lock those in as well. Let's get back on the screen. Appreciate everybody tapping into the first one. We'll be doing this every single Sunday and every single Wednesday on this channel. Make sure you like the content. Scan the screen to join our Dubclub and use that $10 off code. Mitch, anything you want to say to people before we get out of here?
Man, I'm just humbled. I'm humbled to be here. I appreciate you, Ray, for inviting me on, sharing me with your massive reach and super engaged following. So I thank you all for supporting us both today, and thank you, Ray, personally for doing this with me, man. I had fun today. This is a great time. Can't wait for Wednesday.
DJ Moore over 3.5. Patrick, I like it, Patrick. I'm not looking at anything, but I'm just telling you the gut likes over 3.5. That's all I want to say. And next week I'll be in my home studio, so stuff will sound better, but y'all know what it is, family. I'll see y'all in the morning. Good luck if you tail. Make sure you check out our content. Links are in the description. They all have a great day betting, playing fantasy football, and most importantly, just enjoying the game. We appreciate the love. We'll see y'all on Wednesday. We're out.